We have the Ancient Gear OTK Madness. Dragunities are back. Sky Striker, Dynamorphy. You have quite an interesting selection today. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Man, Ancient Gears. You know, I thought this build would play like a lot more of the new support, but you don't really need to maximize on it. I mean, 2 Dark Golem I think is fine. But of course, Advance is where everything is. Alright, like this is everything that you want to see in this deck. And of course, I mean, slamming down power bonds and, you know, just ending your opponent's dueling career with, you know, the big chungas of the Megazords. Like, it's all about, you know, slamming down these big guys and just giving them the quarter pounder supreme huge attack points over their monsters special. And I mean, we're really playing 2 limiter. Like, this is so the way that this deck works is like, yeah, you have to sit through your opponent setting up a board in order to get, like, you know, the OTKs going, but like you also have a lot more dedication in the things that you have to do for this build to kind of go the way it does. But you know, for a local grinder special, you know, if you just wanted to take Ancient Gears and go, all right, let's give this a shot, you can. The side deck here is also very interesting. Obviously, Kaijus are going to help you overcome some of the matchups. You do have 1 Kaiju Slumber here. I mean, a Kaiju Slumber and full combo through the rest of your hand probably be good. And I see we're also playing a Mausoleum of the Emperor in here as well. So, once again, how many options can we kind of go through here to generate some pretty interesting results? Because, especially down here in Utility Box, Train Iron Wolf too, okay, I see you. Man, still only 1 copy of the duel, but you know what, that's absolutely fine. This deck, give it a shot once the new support actually comes out in the TCG. I think you will have a very, very fun time with what Ancient Gears can do for you. Alright, hey, it's 10 Pi Dragunity. I was really wondering out here where somebody would go, alright, well, we can go ahead and put the 10 Pi Dragon special inside a Dragunity, and we just got all of this little free utility options for this deck. And of course, we're citing the triple copies of Whirlwind. I mean, that's fine. Like, this card is going to help you on what you need to do. We are playing the 1 Obulite. We're actually citing Santa Claus here as a side option. That's, I guess, kind of interesting. Like, okay. And of course, yes, the free Monster Reborn for our deck, because this is everything that I guess that we've wanted to actually see. Outside of that, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about this. Like, it's just full synchro gas turbo, and then you can OTK your opponent with 10 Pi if you really need to. Alright. Hey, it's Striker Books! Yay! Just kidding. We don't even main deck. Who needs main deck Sky Striker monsters when we could just linkage into whatever we need to? This is quite humorous to me, actually. Like, we're just playing the Black Witch with double Wanted just so that we can access Silvera. Like, you're telling me that this is what we're doing here, and I mean, sure, I guess. And of course, hey, you know, access to Engage 0. Okay, sure. We are playing the 1 Camellia. I mean, the rest of your utility options down here are fine. Like, this whole deck is like, okay, so I can spell Book of Judgment, set up a Jowgen, you know, set up a Silvera here to, you know, basically help out with whatever I need to, and then spell Book of Judgment to at least protect the Jowgen into the next turn. Like, that's your turn 1 play. Alright, like, mission accomplished. We did it. Yay, board breaking. Wow. We're actually playing a direct Dino in here. Once during each player's end phase, if this card is destroyed by battle, you contribute 1 direct to draw 2. Oh no, if this card was destroyed by an opponent's monster, you contribute a direct monster to draw 2. This is terrible. We're just playing this strictly since it's a tuner. Like, that's the only reason you're playing this little guy. Chaos Angel. Wait, we're actually wanting to make. Okay, man. I suppose. Like, I don't. I'm so intrigued by the idea of having a dinosaur level 3 tuner in our deck just so that we can access some of these weirder options like this. Like, it's so, I don't know why, but like most of your ratios here, you are doing the double Iron Thunder, you are doing 2 Terrors of the Overroot. That's kind of interesting to see, but okay. What else we got cooking back here? Wow. We're actually playing Chaos Court. I mean, sure. This very much, to be honest with you, this looks like the structure deck that we got out of this, but with like, I mean, you have the Phantasmal Summoning Beast, sure, built into this, but, you know, what if you want to take, you know, Phantom Beast to a locals and try it? You are playing Popper Upper. This is actually humorous to me because, like, with how many bricks this deck looks like it plays, you are gonna have to try out things. And I guess Popper Upper is a free, you know, burn 3k and get ashed, but like, I feel like it's a one-of anyway. So like, your whole purpose of this deck is you just want to try to dig as far as you can into the pile to obviously start sending up into this. I mean, you're doing 2-2-1, but you've also got the Shimmering Scraper here as well, so you're pretty heavy dedicated into these bricks. Like, honestly, it's just rough for what you're doing here. Outside of that, I mean, I feel like most of this is fine in terms of, you know, design and deck build. Like, maybe card destruction would be a little bit better, but I feel like this duelist did not want to help out their opponents with their card choices. That's why they actually chose to push the Popper Upper in here instead of, you know, something else. So, okay. Makes sense, I suppose. Oh, Yugi's deck. You know, I've genuinely enjoyed looking at some of the variations and things to this, and this one did actually opt to play the Stronghold. I've been a little bit indifferent about Stronghold, to be honest with you. I mean, it gives you a reason to have the tricolor gadget float into something, just so that you can actually do something with it. But my main concern is like, oh boy, like another brick to add on to the pile of already huge bricks. I do see that we are using some of the Floodgate stuff in here as well. I do think you probably need to play There Can Only Be One. Like, just with how this deck plays from my own personal experience, like, you do want to make sure that you can see this. And Ties of Friendship is a very strong card. Like, this card is actually kind of nuts. Being able to deploy both of these is incredibly strong. I also see they've opted for double Marshmallow in here as well. Not a super big fan of this card, but sometimes it does come up. Gold Pride. We're actually playing the Assassinator. Holy crap, I didn't think a single soul out here. Most of the people were like, oh, you don't want to play any of this new Gold Pride stuff. I mean, they're playing 2 of it with 1 of the Annihilator Synchro. I mean, okay, during your opponent's turn, you target a Fusion Synchro Exceeds or Link monster on the field, or up to 2 instead. If your life points are lower than your opponent's, destroy them. You can only use this effect, a Gold Pride Annihilator, once per turn, and during the end phase, if this previous effect is activated, return this card the extra deck special summon the Assassinator from the graveyard or the deck. And then, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can special summon this from the hand. You can banish 1 other Gold Pride monster from your hand, field, or graveyard to make a Gold Pride token with the same level. Also, this card cannot be used as for a Fusion Synchro Xyz or except for the rest of this turn for Gold Pride. I mean, okay, this is actually not bad. I mean, sure, we're just going to climb on up into the Mega Chungus. Like, okay. Vulcan the Divine, by the way? Okay. And our last list here is, we have some Lightsworn interactions. 45 cards, by the way. You have the Super Heavy Samurai generic scales in here, which is fine. You do see the Charge of the Light Brigade stuff, which I feel like is pretty normal at this point. You are doing Punishment Dragon. Of course, you never see the big fusion Chungas in here. It's actually kind of a shame, because I love the big fusion guy, but like, nobody ever wants to play him, which is perfectly understandable, because most of what you're going to want to put down for emphasis is this. Also chose to only play 2 copies of Wolf, which I do think is also pretty understandable. And of course, what is up with these Arrow Sharks? Like, people really seem to love this card. I mean, pinging your opponent for 100 for each of your banished monsters? Sure. I mean, if you have Fairy Tail Snow, maybe you can close out a game that way. So that's everything that we have for this week. Some very, very interesting options, to say the least. So please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back later in the day, guys. Peace. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.